What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the report. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are here. We are back, and Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates Christmas. We have some breaking news on Christmas Day for you guys. Shams has posted a news report on Jimmy Butler, basically just saying that he prefers to be traded by Miami ahead of the deadline. We're gonna be talking about it. Make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let's get right into it. So Shams this morning had posted a report saying that Jimmy Butler prefers to be traded by the Miami Heat ahead of the February 6th deadline. And then this really sent, I think, Heat Twitter into a big frenzy. We clicked on the report. I was able to look at some of the, more details into it. And Shams basically said that even though he has not formally requested a trade yet, he does prefer to be traded by Miami, and if he is to be traded, he prefers to be traded to a contender ahead of the deadline. We have seen numerous Miami outlets come out and basically support the fact that he has not publicly made any trade request, and if he's traded, then he'll welcome it. Otherwise, he'll play out this season, and he has not made anything messy. He has not caused any unrest for the front office. He has not publicly or privately demanded to be traded at all. He is basically just open it, and he's going to accept whatever the front office do. He wants the extension that the front office is not willing to give him, and if he is not going to be given that, which it looks like he's not going to be given that anytime soon, he's going to be leaving sometime or the other. So that's basically what it is. It's not anything crazy new information, guys. I feel like a lot of people are blowing some of this out of proportion, but I will say some of this is pretty relevant. We do have to take into account the fact that Jimmy Butler, he had made things messy before with his past teams. When he was with Chicago, when he was with Minnesota, I don't think he did anything particular in Philly, but definitely Minnesota was like the big notable one. I don't think this is going to be done right now, and I think this is the only reason that the front office are able to even stand on their ground right now is because of the fact that Jimmy's actually being nice to the front office. He's not demanding a trade. He's not making it messy. He's not unsettling the chemistry. I see people on social media going at Jimmy for this report. Like, I feel like Jimmy's handled this in the way he's supposed to handle it. He has not made any unrest about this whole situation. He has not commented on it. He's not said, "Oh, I want to be out." To me, he's been very professional. Now, the only thing that I'm not really sure about is the illness that he's currently dealing with, but I cannot question what any man is dealing with in his body. If he has an illness, to me, he has an illness. Okay, even though it didn't look like an illness to me when he left the game against OKC, it was an ankle sprain. We don't know. Again, there's nothing for us to say that it was not an illness or it was an illness. That's not my job or your job as people to analyze what symptoms a person is dealing with. I don't think that's any of our jobs here. As somebody who has seen how he's dealt with this whole saga, I feel like he's been very professional about it. I feel like he's been respectful. I don't think he has been disrespectful by any means. I think he's just carried on his, play. He hasn't been toxic to the team. He hasn't caused a scene. He hasn't done anything, to be honest, for me to receive some of the hate that he's receiving. People think that it's his fault that this trade report is leaking. No, this is what to me has happened. To me, Miami and Jimmy, I feel like Jimmy has wanted the bag. He's wanted the bag for the whole of the offseason and right now. We all know that Miami has been unwilling to give the bag. Miami also did not deny the comments and the rumors by Shams in December, early December, where it was talking about how the Heat are open to listening on trade offers for him. Miami did not come out and decline this. Pat Riley was taking shots at him last season in the offseason. So all of this, Jimmy could have easily just made it messy if he wanted to, but he didn't. He stayed professional. To me, the only reason that the Miami Heat are not being pressured to make any decision right now is because Jimmy is being nice to them. Jimmy can easily make it messy if he wants to, but he has way too much respect for the fan base and for the team and for his teammates and to do that. I mean, this is not Minnesota. Minnesota, he was not loved by the Minnesota fans like he is loved by Miami fans and the city. He's been the icon and face of this franchise for 5 years now. I can't believe it's already been 5 years, but it's been Jimmy Butler's town when you're talking about Miami sports. And yeah, we've had, the Tyreek Hill and Matthew Tkachuk and all that, but it's been Jimmy Butler, man. It's been Jimmy Butler's town for 5 years. And he has been the face of the franchise, the face of the city. He has dragged this team to 2 finals appearances. He has still not gotten his extension. To me, I would have extended him already, but they didn't do that. And he has too much love and respect for the fan base to cause any unrest about this. Now, he still could. He still could cause chaos, but he's choosing not to. He's choosing to take the respectful and professional route. He's not commented about this at all. He's not said anything about this. He's not really made anything public about this at all. So, to me, I think he's handling it the way he's supposed to as a professional. And I think fans should actually be grateful for the fact that he is, because if not, it would put a lot of pressure on the Heat front office to do something. The Heat's front office, don't even get me started on them. They are a front office that is very comfortable with doing nothing unless they are pressured to do something. Unless the Heat front office tenses or senses uncomfortability in any situation, unless they sense a pressure to do something, they're not going to do anything. Like, unless push comes to shove, they are content with just sitting and doing nothing. We've all seen that for years and years when they've missed out on star after star. I don't have to go through the laundry list of stars that they missed out on to help this guy and help this team win the championship. But we know, and it's been reported, that they are very happy to take this into July because Jimmy has not made this messy, and that no team can come in for Jimmy Butler, in the offseason. No contender can come in and just outright sign him, and they don't have really the big risk of losing him for nothing unless it's to a team like Brooklyn or Charlotte, which are not contenders by any means. So to them, they're like, okay, listen, we don't have to do anything. We can just take this to the offseason and we can get it over with. Like, that is what the Heat are trying to do right now. And it's working because Jimmy Butler has not publicly or privately requested a trade. If he privately requests a trade, they will have to trade him. They cannot just keep him on the roster. If he makes this messy, they will have to trade him because it'll affect the chemistry of the team, and they all know that. So the reason that they are doing this, and one of the biggest reasons why the Miami Heat are able to just stay on their stance and not give him an extension, not trade him, not do anything, is because of the fact that Jimmy Butler is being pretty nice to them as a guy who is wanting his bag. He's not making a scene about it. Okay? So what do I think the front office should do is the next question. If it was me, and this is a very hot take, guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I am on the side and the team of doing something before the deadline. And by doing something, now if it was up to me, like I said, I would have extended him already. But they have chosen, and I think I'm pretty like 99% sure they're not going to extend him anytime soon. Like the offseason now, like I don't think an extension is coming for Jimmy Butler. I mean, he's only going to be playing, I think, 60-ish games this season. He's on pace to play 60 games this season. Pat Riley wanted him to play more games. I think he's been pretty good in the games he's been playing. This is his most efficient season of his career. He's had really good games for us. The Pistons game was crazy OD. But I don't think that it's going to be enough. And I think that too many rumors and all that has come out for the Heat to finally extend him. And I don't think they're going to cave in and extend him. I really don't think so. So let's just say we toss an extension out of the window. The real big question is, when do you trade him away? Or when do you figure out, when to part ways with him? And to me, the sooner the better. And the reason is, guys, we have a first round pick this season that is lottery protected. This draft in 2025, I watch a lot of college basketball, as you guys probably know. This draft is stacked. I watch a ton of college basketball. Trust me on this. This draft is a lot better than it was than this previous one just now. This draft is stacked across the board with talent, and you do not want to be in the boat where you lose your draft pick because you're getting bounced in the first round or bounced in the play-in or just not being a lottery team. So if you manage to trade Jimmy Butler right now, you are able to reset with your youth. You can also trade away Terry Rozier. You can trade away some of the other guys on your team. You can become younger. You can not tank, but you're obviously going to be losing a lot more games because you won't have Jimmy Butler on your team. And it'll give you an opportunity to be able to keep your pick, because if you're not in the lottery, the pick is going to go to OKC. And I'm on the team of, if we're not going to be making any moves at the deadline to improve this team, which I don't see why we would now because of this whole Jimmy stuff. If Jimmy's going to be leaving anyway, there's no point of trading for players that are going to try to help this team right now. If Jimmy's going to be walking, if Jimmy's not going to be on this team next year, what is the point of trying to get short-term upgrades like Kuzma or Vucevic or some of these other guys that are on the market? There's no point of doing that, right? Because what's the point of trading for these guys, and then when you get to the offseason, Jimmy's gone? Like, there's no point unless you have a plan to extend him, which I don't think is going to happen. So to me, the team is going to stay how it is. And if the team is going to stay how it is, we are a very mediocre team. We are the 6th seed. We are 14-13. We are so inconsistent. This team has no upside. They are a first-round exit waiting to happen as we are, heading towards the middle part of the season. I believe they're an easy first-round exit. I think a team like half the teams in the East can bounce them. Like, they're just not a good team. Like, construction-wise, like roster-wise, the coaching hasn't been good this season. Like, it's just not a good team. They're the 6th seed because of a very weak Eastern Conference. But if you put them in the Western Conference, they wouldn't even be in the play-in right now. That's how bad this team has been playing. So I don't see a point of continuing with the same team all the way till the end of the season. We know what's going to happen. We know we're going to get bounced some point in the playoffs. We're not going to really make a run to the finals or the conference finals. We're going to get bounced in the first or second round. Jimmy Butler's going to leave for nothing. We know Jimmy's going to leave anyway, so what's the point? People are going to say, well, we don't have to trade him right now because we can trade him in the offseason. The offers in the offseason are not going to be significantly better or better at all than the offers right now that you're going to get for him. In fact, they might even be worse because he's going to be a free agent. It's going to be a sign-and trade, and I don't think a team is going to be willing to give you as much as they will be right now for Jimmy Butler. So, to me, you move him right now. You get pieces, you get picks, you get young guys, you get draft capital, which you really lack, and you keep your pick. You get in the lottery, you keep your first round pick, and you draft a guy who can help you for the future. I don't think you take this into the off season and do all this stuff about we'll trade him then, because like there's no point to me. Like the offers in the off season are not going to be better than they are right now to me. Like I don't think there's any point. Like you were delaying the inevitable, And by when I'm saying when I say trade him right now, I'm not just saying trade him to anybody. Like you have to obviously find the right package. I don't think the Phoenix package is enticing. Golden State could be. I like Golden State out of all the teams that are rumored. They have young guys, they have picks, they have contracts that we can take on that are shorter term. Like they have players on their team that we could use. I think Phoenix, Bradley Beal's contract is too bad for us to even want to trade with the Phoenix Suns, even though they have that 2031 pick. I just don't think that's good enough. But just do something. Don't just sit around at the deadline and let these rumors carry on. Like that's the one thing I don't want the Heat to do. Either extend him in like the very like minute chance that you extend him and make some moves to upgrade this team, or I mean, we're already seeing the writing on the wall right now. The most likely thing to happen is him leaving at some point. If he's going to be leaving at some point, it's better off he leaves right now and we reset this build as soon as possible. We keep our first round pick this season and we rebuild. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Merry Christmas to everybody. Listen, Jimmy Butler, I don't think anybody should be hating on him for this. Again, I feel like he is not the reason all this is leaking. I really do believe that, Shams, he has a right. Jimmy Butler has a right to feel how he's feeling right now. He felt slighted by Pat Riley's comments. He felt slighted by the Heat not declining or denying the trade rumors. Like, obviously, like any player would. I feel like it's a very normal reaction. He did not make any big scene about it. He did not go and social media and start commenting stuff or taking shots at the team. He's been very professional in his time here. I feel like he deserves respect from this fan base. So I don't want to see anybody going at him because of these rumors leaking today. Like it's been on the wall. We've known this from the offseason. Like if they're not going to give him the bag, he will want to be gone. We know this. He is the reason that every time we are facing a team in the playoffs, we believe we have a chance. It's because of 22. Don't ever forget that. I'll see you later as always, man. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Peace.